Hello guys, Soul Reaper here with a new how-to video for Trailmakers. This is gonna be an update on the hover video. We learned some new tricks and which makes it, when you use it, easier to use the vehicle. It means you can turn off specific directions you want to go and not turn everything off, which prevents you from drifting and doing stuff you don't want to do. Okay, so this is a request by somebody who saw my White Valkyrie video, or is it? I don't have that many white vehicles. So, no. Here we go. I made this plane. Let's see. And this plane can hover in place. It doesn't work the way it's supposed to anymore, but in the old video it does. There's a little bit of movement for some reason. It didn't used to be, it just broke. A lot of my hover vehicles broke in updates. And if you rebuild them they do work, but there's something wrong in the logic. Since that update it happens sometimes. I'm not feeling like rebuilding this whole thing. I've been building Iron Man suits mostly. So how do we do it? Well, I forgot to show you what it can do actually. For those who haven't seen the video. Okay, up. There we go. So, what can you do? Well, the new system allows you just to press a single button. In this case I have the horizontal plane on the arrow keys and Q and E. So Q and E of course for turning laterally left and right, and we can use the arrow keys to go forwards, backwards, and this is also a thing. The plane keeps drifting. It's not supposed to do that. When I let go of the button it's supposed to stop. It used to do that, and right now it does not. But like I said, if you rebuild this completely it should work. And I don't know why it does not work now. And if I send this to the devs, you don't get it, how it works. Apparently. Of course, that's the issue with this building system. You cannot see any lines. So, how does it work? We can also go down. Of course, this is not perfectly balanced because it's plain, the shape, the form. If you make a cube, it's much easier. Like this one, for instance, it's not a cube, but it's a ball grabber I built for the treasure island. This one can grab the red ball from the game where it's lying on a very high beam and just remove it from the game. So that's pretty funny. Yeah, so same principle, arrow keys, forwards, backwards. You can do, of course, with anything you want, but if you use WSD, it's gonna lean forward because, well, your seat torque is gonna try and move it. So I use the WSD for more leaning left, right, forwards, whatever you want to do, correct that. And the arrow keys for the horizontal plane. You can do WSD, but you will have to turn off your seat air controls. Again, Q and E, turning left to right, and all the other features on this one. So, how do we build this? This is built with a new system. Well, for that we're going to take a look at this. This is the logic for those systems. You will have to build this for every direction you want to go. And you will have to build this hover system for the downwards hover on every corner. You can also just build it in one spot, but then it will not balance automatically. And of course we also have the option of the angle sensor, which can also be used. But for now I'm just going to look at this system. So for forwards, backwards, left and right, we have the speed sensors. In this case, the black arrow points the direction we want to go, and the direction we are being stopped. So let me just turn it on right now. Now it's on. So this one is set to a different speed than it would normally be. Normally you set the speed sensors to 0. Now the signal from the speed sensor goes into the AND gate. This is our switch. This means we can toggle it on and off. The toggle is set on this gate. Doesn't really matter what it is, but it's an AND gate, which is toggled with 1. You can make it any button you want, of course, whatever you like, prefer. So when this one is turned on, these gets both its signals, because AND gates need all its signals to work. Then it's sent to this XOR gate. And as explained in previous videos, the XOR gate only works when it gets one signal. When it gets more than that, it's turned off. So we have 2 logic gates here, which we use. You could say, okay, you use just one, but because the speed sensor sends a flickering signal, when you would put one logic gate here, it could trigger the sensor and then trigger the thruster. So 2 logic gates guarantees then that it is turned off. So when I press W, it's off. When I toggle 1, it's off. Toggle it on again, and there it goes again. So that's left, right, forwards, backwards, and that's forwards movement, backwards movements, and strafing left and right. You would have to put this on if you make a cube on each corner. So 2 for forwards, 2 for backwards, 2 for left and right. That would mean it stabilizes. If you only do one set somewhere, it will not help you stabilize it. And yeah, that's that. So now we have the hover system for just floating in the air, not falling downwards. That's the speed sensor again, with a trigger again, same idea, AND gate with a switch for turning it on and off, which can be the same button or a different button, whatever you want to. You can also, I didn't do that in this case, but you can also put a button between that. And for instance, if you want a button while hovering to go downwards, you can put that button between it, and you know, press Control X, Z, C, whatever button you want to go downwards, and then it will also go downwards. Though I will advise you then to send a separate thrust to the engines with a logic gate, using the same button, and then with a reduced output of 0.5, 0.6. You have to test that with your vehicle and see how fast you want to go down. Do you want to flow down? Do you want to fall down? Whatever. I like it to have more control than just completely turning it off when I go down. So like I said, the speed sensor for that is, let's go to build mode, is 0.2. As you can see, it's pointing upwards and it's triggering below. The reason for that is because this has reaction times, and the signal has to go through each logic gate, which creates a delay. So by preemptively making a trigger that's 0.2 before it reaches 0, it will trigger faster. With very heavy vehicles you can increase this. If you notice that it's still going down, you can either increase the speed on the sensor to 0.3, 0.4, or of course you have to increase the thrusters. If you don't have enough thrust to weight ratio, you of course will keep going down no matter how much your logic system tries to stop that movement. So that's yeah, that's how it works. I of course I'm gonna build it for you guys just to show you how. It's, like I said, not really complicated. Just gonna take a plate. Normally, of course, you will build it somewhere into your plane, and try to hide as much of the flickering lights as you can. Let's just make this a little bit more transparent, so we don't have to focus on that. So we take our speed tensor, set it to 0, and of course if you want to, you can also turn it around. If you have some connection issues, you can flip this around and just put the trigger below if you need the connection point somewhere else. No problem. Then you go to the AND gate. Oops, I pressed the wrong button. I was thinking I was pressing space, Alt, and just to make a little bit of a representation of where we're going into that, going into this, copying this here. It's exactly like I showed it, but hey, maybe this helps you visualize it. Okay. Then we take a XOR gate, take 2 AND gates, and metaphorically connect them. And of course we're now going to do the real connections. Before we do that, let's just put this on here. So this one goes into this one, this one goes into that one, and puts on the toggle, one in this case. These two, and these days you have the option to select similar blocks and copy the inputs, which is very nice. You make this W, S, and D, whatever you want it, and connect these to this one. So this one goes into this one. Go back. This one goes into that one, and now we have a working system. And again, yeah, you have to press look at where you tap in this game. It's a bit annoying, and for some reason I just sometimes pick up stuff, or you misclick. If they would make these too big, you can't see what you're doing at all. So well, here we have the same system. Now I'm gonna put this on, I don't know, tree below and 10. Normally I would, like I said, you would put this on 0, but you know. So we have the same idea again. W to stop it. 1 to toggle it on and off. And like I said, normally you will only trigger when you're moving forwards, but because we're standing still on the ground, that doesn't work, of course. So I hope you guys liked the video. I also want to thank all the new subscribers. I'm almost at 300 subscribers, which for me is a lot. I don't make a lot of videos. Thanks for joining. If you liked the video, please like the video. It really helps. And if you want to see anything else, leave it in the comments. Maybe any other game you want to see me play. Yeah, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.